Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First, I want to introduce myself and my partner. My name is Muhammad Irfan bin Nurdin. My matric number 2019804962 and my partner is Muhammad Shuaib bin Rabahar. So, our group want to present about the level of awareness of UiTM Seremban 3 students on the face mask pollutions. Before I forget, I want to say thank you for our supervisor, Dr. Devika, because guide our group for finish the final year project.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Shuaib bin Rabahar and my student ID is 2019208236.
I'm going to present research background. Plastic has become a served cross-border threat to natural ecosystem and human health, with studies predicting a doubling in the number of plastic debris, including micro and nano-sized plastics, by 2030. Furthermore, the forecast is likely to worsen due to excessive use of single-use plastic, such as face masks and gloves during the COVID-19 pandemic. Face masks significantly improve our quality of life. It is important to move towards sustainable alternatives such as bio-based plastics. Discussion on this topic, especially given the increased use of face masks as potential microplastic sources, can also be scrutinized, including management system in detail. Face masks can interfere with the food chains of animals in the oceans such as fish, turtle, and their counterparts. This also ends up causing chronic health problems in humans. As a result, the microplastic of the face mask should be the focus of the whole world. Next, I'm going to present about problem statement. Plastic use, concealed waste consumption, and incorrect management will exacerbate environmental concerns, harm natural ecosystems, and affect mitigations and rehabilitation measures. On February 24, 2020, Wuhan's 11 million residents generated 200 tons of medical waste, 4 times more than the city's only specialist facility can burn. Mobile treatment facilities are needed. Several Indian communities depend on local combustion procedures and landfills to dispose of medical waste. Uncontrolled burning of medical waste produce GHG and other harmful elements, including heavy metals, dioxins, STDs, and furans. Plastic dominates medical waste. Next, I want to talk about our research question and research objective. For our research questions, first is what is the relationship between the level of awareness on face masks leading towards environmental pollution among UiTM Seremban 3 students? Question 2. What is the relationship between knowledge on medical masks towards environmental pollution among UiTM Seremban 3 students? And last question is, what is the relationship between the attitude of concerns toward face mask pollution towards environmental pollution among UiTM Seremban 3 students? So our research objective, first, studying the relationship between the level of awareness on the use of the face mask towards environmental pollution among UiTM Seremban 3 students. 2. To study the relationship between knowledge on the use of face masks towards environmental pollution among UiTM Seremban 3 students. Lastly, study the relationship between attitude towards face mask usage that leads to environmental pollution among UiTM Seremban 3 students.
Next, this is our conceptual framework for our research. The conceptual framework states the dependent variable about mass pollution that have connection between our three independent variables, which are awareness, knowledge, and attitude. There is three hypotheses in our research. First independent variable is awareness, and the hypothesis that we have found in previous research is H0 1, there is no relationship between the level of awareness on the use of face masks toward environmental pollution among UiTM Seremban 3 student and H alternative 1, there is a positive relationship between the level of awareness on the use of face masks towards environmental pollution among UiTM Seremban 3 students. Next, the second independent variable is knowledge. The hypothesis that we have found is the H null. 2. There is no relationship between knowledge on the use of face masks toward environmental pollution among UiTM Seremban 3 students. And the H alternative 2, there is a positive relationship between knowledge on the use of face masks toward environmental pollution among UiTM Seremban 3 students. Lastly, the third independent variable is attitude, and the hypothesis is H null 3. There is no relationship between the attitude toward face mask usage that lead to environmental pollution among UiTM Seremban 3 students, while H alternative 3, there is a positive relationship between the attitude toward face mask usage that leads to environmental pollution among UiTM Seremban 3 students. For the research method, our research design use quantitative survey and cross-sectional study. Our unit of analysis is the student of UiTM Seremban 3 to represent the whole community in that area. For the next sample, for this research is 357 respondents. For the sampling technique is non-probability sample random sampling technique. The data collection consists of 5 section question. Section A, demographic profile. Section B, face mask pollution. Section C, environmental awareness. Section D, environmental knowledge. And lastly, Section E, environmental attitude. For the measurement of this research is by online questionnaire. Lastly, the data analysis that we use in this research is descriptive analysis and Pearson correlation. Next, I will continue with findings. Based on the result, most respondents were female, which are 209 respondents at 58.5%. Most of the respondents were 22 years old and above, which are 72.6%. For the level of education, degree leading with 289 respondents, which are 81%. As for the current living place, most of the students currently living at their house with 192 respondents, which are 54.8%. From the data collected, it shows that most of the respondents use mask once a day with the frequency 288 respondents with 80.7%. Next, I will explain about the hypothesis findings. All the three hypothesis findings are done by using Pearson correlation analysis. We found that the first objective hypothesis is H alternative 1 is accepted and reject H null 1 because there is a significant and positive relationship between the level of awareness on the use of face masks toward environmental pollution among UiTM Seremban 3 students with the result of R value 0.1615 and P value less than 0.05. Same goes with the second objective hypothesis, which is H alternative 2 is accepted while reject H null 2 because there is a relationship between knowledge on the use of face masks toward environmental pollution among UiTM Seremban 3 students with R value 0.709 and P value 0.000, which is less than 0.05. Lastly, the third objective, we found that the hypothesis H alternative 3 is accepted and reject H null 3 because there is a relationship between the attitude toward the face mask usage that leads to environmental pollution among the UiTM Seremban 3 students with R value 0.586 and P value 0.00, which is P less than 0.05.
Next, I want to present about the limitation of our study. Our limitation is first, time constraints. Getting data from respondents takes a considerable. After presenting their data, researchers must ensure that survey questions are appropriate and the respondents are not pushed to think too critically to ensure the study's relevance. Next, the respondent cooperation. Without all relevant respondent assistance, researchers can't simply collect data. Researchers are challenged. Researchers will contact respondents through social media to ask questions. Final year students are challenging to pull since WhatsApp is the major social media platform utilized by researchers. Last is a weakness of quantitative study. Last, quantitative study research has challenges. Quantitative research can analyze how people perceive their own behaviors and ideas since it only employs facts and statistics. Quantitative studies require researchers to spend more time obtaining respondent data. I want to present about the future recommendations. First is strategy management. All research objectives need strategy. Strategy is managed by an organization, leader, or researcher. The company will be efficient and will organized if time and other aspects are managed. For example, future scholars should encourage educational stakeholders, especially at UiTM Seremban 3, to concentrate more on environmental issues to students to combat pollution. Next is technology innovations. Modernization may change a technology. For example, Kim Han-yul, a South Korean student, create furniture using old face masks. Kim Han-yul said he needs 1,500 face masks to build a basic bench. Researchers hope that University Technology Maras Seremban 3 campus will also be able to recycle face masks for future usage. Next is risk analysis. As researchers, we must consider repercussions. Risk management involves disclosing losses. Researchers evaluated the study quantitative restrictions, resulting in a lengthier time to locate respondents. With self-discipline and determination to continue studying UiTM Seremban 3 students, understanding of face mask contamination, so the researchers creating a quick response code to help respondents answer the survey simply and effectively. That's all for me. Thank you.
As for our last part, I will continue with the conclusion. This research evaluates demographic factor affecting UiTM Seremban 3 students' understanding of face mask pollution. This research examines gender, education, geography, and daily mask replacement. To verify data accuracy, all characteristics are checked using SPSS. SPSS employs Pearson correlation, normality, and reliability tests. All research contexts and problems are discussed. The findings were backed by scholarly research. 3 goals and research questions have been achieved based on the research that has been conducted. It evaluates mass pollution among UiTM Seremban 3 students. That's all from us. Thank you.